Yeah, I'm so late for the deadline that I set myself. Oopsie daisy. But anyway, game week 33 for the player podium. We are back, and these are the rules. Up to 3 players per team are awarded points based on individual performance, with the best player receiving 3 points, second best receiving 2, and third best receiving 1 point. For teams less than 3 outstanding players, their best performing player may receive less than 3 points, with players accumulating points every week and being placed onto a leaderboard, with one person every week being awarded player of the week. These are the outstanding boys and girls from last week, all at the top, as you can see, and I will razz it all the way across. We've got Haaland on 36 with Bruno Fernandes in hot pursuit. Semenyo having a great season on 32 points, and then it's a little gap back to players like Ekatike, Bowen, and Thiago breaking the 25-point mark. All these lot, I mean, pretty really good seasons, I think you can say. And then the rest of the cast who've done well, you good names here, starting to fall in behind, as you can see there. I'm actually going to start this with two nil-nil games, Palace and West Ham, and then the other one in second. I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to say about these games. There was nothing really of value in any of them. Lacroix and Fernandez, I thought, did fairly well for each team, respectively, for Palace and West Ham. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try and sound pseudo intellectual and pretend like I remember particularly or can recall what happened in those games. Also, at the time, I remember thinking I just have nothing to say about these anyway. So yeah, Palace nil, West Ham nil. In terms of points, it doesn't matter for much for Palace. This is possibly a missed opportunity for West Ham. I think that's one of the more winnable games, especially with the fact that Palace haven't been amazing this season. But I mean, a point's better than nothing, which is what some of the other teams got in their respective battles. And the same here. This is just so inconsequential. I mean, Fulham are one of the very much more unlikely outsiders for European football, and Brentford are well up in there, but they're keeping a clean sheet away from home's always solid. Fulham are good at Craven Cottage this year. Like, yeah, I mean, those two, Leno, I remember making a few saves. I remember Lewis Potter getting forward a little bit, but outside of that, nothing else really too much to say. Maybe Brentford would like to win that one, get themselves closer to Europe, but hey, what can you do? All right, on to games with a bit of meat to the bone. We got Spurs 2, Brighton 2. Now, this was an interesting turn of events. They looked actually quite good, Spurs did, in this game, which is the first I can say about that for them for a very long time. I mean, they've been poor for ages. They looked decent under De Zerbi in this one, and I mean, they looked on course for the win, but it shows they just can't hold it together. Like the fact that you've let that go, you're at home. It's a 93rd minute, I believe, when they scored the goal, and you can't just keep it clear. You can't hoof the ball up the pitch and get your players out of the box. It's just shocking. It's shocking work. It shows the poor mentality in the squad. Xavi Simons looked like he wanted to wet himself when that goal went in, and yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a Spurs squad with the like mentality to stay up. I really don't. I mean, they've got better quality in the team, you'd think, than a lot of these teams in and around them. But then at the same time, you're like, but that doesn't matter when you're not playing for the badge, when you're not putting in your effort. Because then, if you're not putting it, if you're not trying, if you don't have what it takes in the mind to win, then you're gonna sink. And Spurs have been sinking for a while now. They dropped to eighth, and then obviously had 17th under Angel, won Europa League. Maybe it'd be different if he stayed. I don't know, but yeah, this has been possibly coming for a while. They've started to drop off. So yeah, I mean, I guess a point is better than nothing, which is what they've been getting in some of their games recently. But come on, man, you got to hold on there. There for Brighton. It's not a bad result. I mean, if they said at the start of the game, draw against Spurs, you'd think, okay, yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, we are away after all. We aren't amazing away. But yeah, with the manner how it happened, you would be disappointed that a team of that poor quality this season has taken you that far. And I mean, both teams had some decent chances as well. You know, like Brighton were getting down those flanks quite a lot. Spurs looked a bit vulnerable at the back. I think Porro, even though he scored, didn't have a great game from right wing back. So yeah, there was definitely scope for Brighton to do better in that game. I think. Dom Solanke, I thought his movement for going forward was good. Didn't potentially get the service I think he might have wanted, but I think either way he tried to make stuff happen. Which, you know, when a striker isn't getting the ball to his feet when he wants it, I think the fact that he's able to create something and try and interlink with the play further back is a positive feature. It's not a team that revolve around one striker, so it's good that Solanke has shown that he can do that and get back in and kind of create for people around him as well, which he did pretty well in that game. Bergvall with a really important cameo in that game. Wasn't on the pitch for long, but what he did was great. He won the ball back, got the assist for Simmons' great goal, and overall he brought a level of solidity to the midfield I think they've lacked for a while. I think Pelinha, Bentancur, and like Gallagher, I think they struggle as a unit together because they are all very similar midfielders, and when you have too many same players, then you look one dimensional. Bergvall comes forward as someone who can bring the ball a little bit better. He can make something happen going forward ever so slightly more than the others can. Which I mean, he showed in that game, got the assist. So yeah, this is if he can get in the team, get playing, then yeah, that'll be ideal, I think, for Spurs. But actually, a really promising showing in that one from Xavi Simons. Recently done his ACL, which is unfortunate for him. I don't know what the hell is going on at Spurs with those cruciate ligaments. They just are made out of Weetabix, it seems. But yeah, Xavi's he did a really good shift in that game. It wasn't just a goal. The goal's fantastic. It wasn't just a goal. He was actually creating. He was spearheading a lot of attacks, which is what they signed him for in the end. It's what they paid the big bucks for. And yeah, I think he showed a glimpse of what of the kind of player that he can be in that game. Gross again, just being so influential in that Brighton midfield. I think it was another assist in that game, and just overall his play is great. He looks every inch the Dortmund player that they signed. I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him next season. I don't know how long his contract is for. If he probably would stay there another year, but I mean he's getting on, I guess. So I guess there's definitely a mentor role that he can offer to players like Ayari, who would be getting a lot more, who've been getting a lot more game time this year, but possibly need that little bit of mentorship to go the extra way. Matoma, an on and off a cameo, which is always interesting to see. I mean, Emery's a big fan of doing those when someone gets injured. He brings a player on, then take them off later. But yeah, I mean, to come on and scored the goal. Not been at his best this season, but it's good to see the player that's still there takes the ball down. Really nice finish into the roof of the net. Kinsey couldn't really do anything about it, and yeah, it was good overall showing, I think, there from Matoma. But Minter, I think, was the best player on the pitch in that game. Well, arguably the best player on the pitch in that game. The way he gets down that flank is just so incredible. Like the I've said it so many times, but the difference in quality that Brighton have when he's in the team compared to when he's not is just night and day. If he goes next season, they're gonna obviously they'll find a way to replace him. They always do, but it's gonna be a difficult job because he's a serious player. I really like Minter. If I was Liverpool, that'd be the man I'd be looking for, and he might not have scored in that game, but for me, I think he had the most influence in terms of bringing Brighton towards a more positive result. This is a fairly straightforward one from Leeds. They had the lion's share of the ball. They had the lion's share of the ball. Wolves had a 4A forward here or there. I think Armstrong had a disallowed goal. But it's just nothing impressive, to be honest, from Wolves. They looked like the leggy relegation team that they really are. They looked like a team that are destined for the drop. Obviously, it has been confirmed, but either way, they just look. They don't give me anything impressive. I mean, like hopeful to think that they're gonna do any much this season. Really pain back by Leeds. Obviously, Ellen Road's a difficult place to go. Someone's drilling or cutting the garden out, so I don't know if you can hear that or not. But yeah, Ellen Road's not an easy place to go, and it looked it from Wolves' perspective. I'd still think they'll do great in the Championship. I think they've got really good Championship players, but yeah, it's not looking hopeful. Leeds are going to stay up. I think that's been the case for a while now. They haven't looked like they're a relegation team for quite a bit, actually. And yeah, this is just a step closer to achieving that goal. I just closed my windows on a very hot day to try and preserve the audio quality on this video. I don't even know if you can hear it or not, but this is the length that I go to for you. And yeah, with 1 point in that game for me is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He scored the penalty, and that's kind of it, to be honest with you. You want your striker to score from that position. He definitely put the icing on the cake in terms of the result, and yeah, just clinical, trying to cement himself in that England squad for sure, and I think it definitely deserved 1 point. I mean, obviously it wasn't the most overwhelming performance, he's had better, but it's a goal at the end of the day. James Justin with a really neat little bicycle kick in that one, just really like, I don't know where that technique's come from. I remember he scored that great goal against Arsenal a couple of years ago. Was it a brace in that game? It might have been a brace. But anyway, yeah, really struggled this season at least to get game time. I mean, Bogle's been great, so it's not been easy to break into that team. But yeah, Said he had a lot of hype once upon a time. I remember people saying that this is going to be England's starting right back, but he had an injury, and yeah, he was coming back in the team in that game, and yeah, lovely little finish. I think that was the opening goal actually. What a way to get the game started. And Noah Okafor is in incredible form, and he scored another one in that game. Can't really be stopped. The geezer. I think he got an assist as well. Off the top of my head, I believe that to be the case. However, it was a while ago now, as I said, and yeah, it's your guess is as good as mine at this point. But yeah, Okafor with a really good showing in that game, and 3 points I think definitely deserved. He's been really kicking on in recent weeks. Chelsea nil, United 1. This was not very good from Chelsea. To be honest, it wasn't very good from United either. I thought United looked fairly. I don't know. I don't know the right word to describe it. But they looked slightly off. They didn't look like they were at their best in that one. A good thing they're playing against a team who haven't been at their best for 4 or 5 odd years in Chelsea. So they got the win in the end. They got the goal, and yeah, I mean Chelsea. The Garnacho performance was just so symptomatic of Chelsea's year almost this year. Like they've just been floundering for a little bit now. Like since the come of the new year when Maresca left, they've been struggling quite a bit. And yeah, they're someone shouting in the house, and yeah, they're slowly sinking down. I don't know how well McFarlane will do at the helm now, but yeah, it's not as if you can get too much worse for Chelsea. They look whenever they went forward, they didn't look threatening. They looked as if it was just happening by chance. The way that they were attacking, I wasn't particularly overwhelmed. I didn't think they were very good at all, and I think the results showed it in the end. Moises Caicedo, for the first time in a very long time, has got points. He's been in pretty poor form recently in this. I think it's coincided with Chelsea's drop. A lot of the time, players drop off coincided to the teams, but I think Caicedo being in poor form has directly caused Chelsea to be worse. That's how important of a player that he is. And yeah, I think in that game, he was actually put in a decent shift. He was back, not I don't think to his best, but somewhat to his best. He was sorry, he's distributing the ball well. His recoveries were good, and that's kind of what you want from a Caicedo game. If Chelsea get points from that game, his performance will be spoken about on like a lot higher of a pedestal, but wasn't to be for him, unfortunately. Cunha with a goal, did his little celebration, and it was a good finish to be fair to him. Well made, and yeah, got in the right position. That's how he can do off the left hand side. I said it in the video the other day. Yeah, off the left hand side, getting in, creating from that flank. I think he can make something happen as an inside forwardish kind of role, and that showed in that game again. Actually, a really good performance from Aiden Heaven at centre half. I mean, Chelsea weren't fantastic in the game, but whenever they did get forward, I think Heaven looked more than matched to any of their attacks, and it was very refreshing to see. To be fair, and it's a guy that his move was actually given quite a lot of coverage at the time. Him and Obi moving from Arsenal to United. It's in a really like big. Well, from what I remember anyway, it was fairly talked about, and yeah, it seems to be working out for him, man. Whenever he gets on the pitch, he looks like a really solid, dependable centre half. And I think, if United with their centre back problems, if like Martinez can't play and like Maguire's injured and stuff like that, Delict's been out for a while. If those guys aren't available, then you've got a really solid option there in Heaven. But yeah, I mean, what can you do? Bruno Fernandes again, the mastermind behind everything good for United in that game, just does what he did. He got another assist. Virgin on the record now, and you can't say it's not deserved. He's had a fantastic season, and he's been head and shoulders above the rest at United. So, yeah, just another great game, another game in which he earned three like very well deserved points. Starting to go a bit pear shaped for the Geordies. Everyone's turning on Eddie Howe ever so slightly, and I mean with results like that, you can't really argue against it. I mean, I've said it before. Eddie Howe clearly cannot juggle more than one major competition at a time. We saw it last time he had Champions League football. They finished low in the table, and then last year no European football to focus on. Finished fifth, won the cup, and this year they're floundering again. They still aren't actually that far off Europe. I know there's not many games left, but with how the table looked at the time of recording, it's still fairly close. I mean, anything can really happen. It just depends on luck, really, and based on how other teams do. But yeah, I personally think they are out of the race. Bournemouth are plugging along, man. They looked the better team in that game fairly comfortably as well. Like Newcastle was struggling to make much happen. They didn't look the dangerous team that they can be. Like, we know Newcastle as a team that can make stuff happen. And like you don't, it's not a team you want to play against. It's not a place that you want to go to, St James's Park. But it's just been too easy for teams in recent weeks. Will Asula got a goal. He really well taken, to be fair to him. Unlucky on the challenge that Evan Nilsson put in, that it went straight through to him. That was the offside originally. They thought it was just passed by Bruno, but nah. And Asula finished it off, and it's important that he did. But in the end, obviously, it didn't really amount to much. To be fair, I think it's his first goal of the season for Bournemouth, first goal in the Premier League, and yeah, he's been solid up and down that left hand side this year. Another game where he puts in a performance like that, really good up and down that flank, and got his goal, fairly well deserved, secured them the game. It was another late goal that Newcastle conceded. It's really poor from them, but I mean, I don't think that takes away from the quality that Truefair showed. Ryan back on the point sheet, man. This guy does look good, doesn't he? The hype kind of quietened off a little bit throughout as the season's progressed, as he's been himself in that Bournemouth team. But I think next year is where you're really going to see him unleashed. He looks a quality player, another assist in that game, and yeah, he just looks like on his day he can't really be stopped. And Tavernier with another goal. He is there. He's kind of taken the mantle over from Semenyo since they've let him go. They've still been in good form since he's gone. Like they've turned it around, and Tavernier's really spearheaded that for them in games like this. In crucial moments, he pops up. He opened the game up for them. Scored the first goal. Make a massive statement in the game and really change the course of it, and that's what Tavernier's done on so many occasions this season for Bournemouth. My fucking god, man! I'd work after this game. I went to work and I was like, my heart was still banging in my chest after like 40 minutes of commuting from the football to work. But mate, I cannot fathom to you the like fear and the nerves that I felt in that 15-minute period. I don't know what happened to us. Like we absolutely we pissed our pants, man. Like 3-1 up. 3-1 up, we were cruising. Like we were just living life. We were chilling. We were comfortable. There was no real fuss. But somehow we let Hume in. He scores from a tight angle, straight up the end and score again. Straight up our end, massive save from Martinez, and then Abraham seals the deal. It's just like, obviously I'm so happy we won the game, and results matter more than performances, but that is just not good enough, man. Like we can't be doing that in like the Europa League games that we've got coming up. We just can't do it. I mean, as a time of recording, we played Forest today in the first leg. So if we do something like that, then I'm not gonna be very happy. But yeah, we got the win in the end. Sunderland didn't look great. They had after we scored, they had a good 15-minute spell where they looked like a better team. Then after that, we kind of took back over. We scored 2 more goals, and then we obviously let them back into it. But yeah, I was really disappointed with the last few minutes. I thought we were going to bottle it. I'll be honest. I thought there was massive room for us to throw that game away. Thankfully, that didn't happen though. Tammy Abraham is a beautiful man. I think is the words that I should use. Loved by, I don't think there's a Villa fan that doesn't like Tammy Abraham, and he's come in that game, and he made the difference, man. Getting in the right position. I mean, even Watkins had a great game, but even then, to bring Abraham on and for him to score shows that Emery's just got it, man. He comes in, it's really deft little touch to get it past Roos. Great ball in from Digne, and he gets us the winner. Hurt himself a bit in the celebration. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, man, I love you, Tammy, so much. Another massive performance from Mr. McGinn. He was everywhere. Like he dictates the game so well for us. It's like we are so much worse off without him. Like he is just so unreplaceable. It's crazy. I got an assist in that game. That's not even the important thing, man. Just the way that he runs, like his off the ball play, and then his ability in the transition is just next to none. He just offers us so much, and I love the man with all my heart. But a really good showing there from Ollie Watkins. 2 goals and an assist for very close to a Player of the Week shout, but unfortunately my biases couldn't get in the way of that one. Yeah, just really good stuff. 2 clinical finishes, which is something he struggled with. Movement, as always, is fantastic, but it was like top notch in that game. good little layoff to Rodgers for the third goal, and overall, this is just why Watkins can be a fantastic striker on his day. Enzo Lefebvre left his impact till very late, but yeah, did have a massive impact anyway. Very quiet while Sunderland were quiet themselves, but two great balls in behind. One of them converted, one of them not. Shows the quality that is in that player. On an off day, he can still produce a moment of magic, and that's what he did at 3-2 to make it the game evens, and then nearly make it in Sunderland's favour. I did wonder why they brought on Trey Hume at the time, because I thought the left back swap's fairly inconspicuous. I guess that's why I'm not a professional manager, because yeah, Hume made a difference. Like, his energy getting down that flank was a lot more evident than Reynaldo's. Obviously capitalised on the mistake, and a really nice little finish for the first goal as well. So yeah, I think that's a warrant of 2 points for me. It's a really big impact that he's made. But yeah, while Sunderland were on top of the game, Rigg was the best player on the pitch for a little bit. He scored his goal, really nice little finish actually. But he yeah, while they were until from when we scored until like the 25th minute, they were the better team, and it was all coming through Rigg. It was all down that right hand side for Sunderland where he was, and he was just getting the ball, taking his man on, making space for his teammates, and getting through people and doing it all really. So it's a really good showing for the geezer in the end. Now, I don't want to dogpile on players after a poor performance. I don't like doing it, but I'm not even going to do it to Jaden, but like, the fact of the matter is that he made two vital mistakes in that game that can't really be looked past, unfortunately. And as much as I've enjoyed Sancho, as much as I think he's grown as a player to fit our system this season, that has set him back a little. And I mean, the discourse around Sancho from Villa fans went from the positive that we've been seeing in recent months just straight back down to dogging on him. It's like our fans are looking for an excuse to pile in it, and I'm not saying that we should be doing that, but at the same time, it is a poor performance, and that can't really go unnoticed. Anyway, this is where it's starting to slip a little bit for Arsenal. Ooh, I'm enjoying this. City Fisher got on top of the table the other day, and this is where it started. I said the winner of this game you probably would think would go on to win it all, and Arsenal once again are starting to let their grasp on this league title slip. Quite an uninspiring performance, I think, from an Arsenal perspective. I didn't think they were that good. I wasn't impressed. They just look devoid of ideas going forward. They need a winger. They need a different striker, I think. Like, off that left hand side, I'm so sick of them having to move Eze out wide, them having to swap between not Gyökeres, Trossard and Martinez. That's just two distinctly average footballers in my opinion, and yeah, it's just not doing well for them. And City, I think, are gonna romp away and win this title. They looked pretty much a better team in that game, I think. If it weren't for a moment of madness from Donnarumma, it'd have been much more comfortable. This kid is something special, man. O'Reilly's got it all. His technique is so good. His composure is so good. He plays with the maturity of someone like far beyond his years. And this is the starting left back, I think, for England. I'm a massive Lewis Hall fan, and I have been for a while. But with the way that he's been playing, man, you can't not start him. Like, his ability to get himself out of tight situations, his link-up play is great. He gets down that flank amazingly, and he plays with Gahey every week, so no brainer. Erling Braut and 2 points. His first time scored points in a little bit. Got his finish off. Really done well to shake off Gabriel. Those two were just going at each other all game. It was brilliant to see. It's like really fun to watch those two. I love it. It's a great time whenever they're on the pitch together. And this time, Haaland got the win of it, and it might be one of the biggest times that he's ever got the better of him. It might be the most important one. But mate, this guy is something special, man. I'm happy that people are starting to notice the football that Ryan Shirky's playing, because I was a big fan of him at the start of the season. I was a fan of when Haaland was in form, how he was servicing him well. But now he started to take the reins himself. People are really sitting up and taking notice that this is some player. Like, this guy is seriously good at football. And yeah, that goal was just something special, man. The way he danced through the defenders, it's magical. It really is. And who doesn't love watching football when guys like that are on the pitch? Eber Eze was the only one really making stuff happen for Arsenal. And he had hit the post at one point and it trickled back across the line. Nice few touches here and there. And it's a shame that he's in a team that are so stubborn and so defensively focused, because I think he would be able to. I think he'd be able to show his abilities a lot better if he was obviously in a team that were maybe not necessarily centered around him, but use him as a focal point and actually allowed him to show off the quality, the footballer that he really is. The Merseyside derby, scored in the last minute. I don't know where the hell 12 minutes of injury time has come from. Like watching the highlights of the game, I don't see where all that stoppage was. But yeah, that's crazy stuff, man. What scenes for Van Dijk. As they're going to leave as well, Salah scoring in his final ever Merseyside derby, just haunting Everton that little bit more. It's good. It's great for them. Like, to be fair, it's really good for them to see. Not what you want if you're an Everton fan, really, is it? Um, but yeah, man, it was actually quite a balanced game. I thought there's a few chances that I had that you think Everton could have scored. I mean, Beto nearly put one out for a throw in. That was pretty embarrassing. But yeah, good close contest overall. To be fair, and I mean, that's teams like Liverpool. They have that when they have that little bit of star quality to just get the job done at the end that I think Everton slightly lack. But a good transfer window, maybe European football, and I think they could be there fairly soon, up in that consistently back where they were. You know, remember they finished like sixth a lot. That could be they could be pushing for something like that if teams have an off season. The windows have come back open, but Beto gets 1 point. He scored the goal in the end, and it was an important goal for Everton to keep the game close. They had a few more chances after. Obviously, Beto had his howler one, but they had a few chances after that, and yeah, it was really important that they got the goal because they really could have launched themselves forwards to something else. But yeah, man, it was unlucky in the end for Everton. Really, it really was. On another day, they could have even won that game with some of the opportunities they had. I was in between two minds out of the next the next two players, which one to give 3 and 2 points. But I've given Dewsbury all 2 points in the end. I think he was great in midfield for Everton in that game. Yeah, he was as in, he had them. He had one of them games where he was involved in everything. Like when he's at his best for Everton, that's what he does a lot. He just gets involved and he makes stuff happen, and that's what he did in that game. Like flowing through him, distributing out wide and stuff like that. And it was a great showing for him. I think the work that Ndiaye did in that one puts him at 3 points. Like he was so dangerous. He had a goal ruled out for being offside, and he was just he was one of the best players on the pitch in that one. He showed the quality he has, and Arsenal need to snap him up like yesterday, because this guy is like he'll go right to the top. Van Disney with the goal there at the end, you got to give him the point for it. He won them the game basically. There's not really much else you can say on the matter, to be honest. Like yeah, they did concede a goal, but outside of that, I think he was okay at the back, and he won them the game. It was a massive moment, and he deserves a point. Mo Salah with another goal. I find it funny that he's announced he's leaving Liverpool, and that's when he starts scoring goals. That's just so poetic. But yeah, it's a really nice ball actually from Gakpo. Actually, one moment of quality from a player who has shown moments of inequality across this season. But yeah, good stuff, man. Salah with a really nice little finisher, classically placed, brilliant Salah goal. But actually, I think the man who deserves a lot of credit for the Liverpool performance there is Curtis Jones. He played that position for a while in the game, and he really made the difference for him. He was so solid. He was so dependable. It's a shame that he didn't start more. I think he's looking at leaving. We were linked with him. I would take him at Villa. I think he's a really good player. But yeah, it's just victim of the slot stubbornness this season. Otherwise, we'd have seen a lot more of this. But finally, Forest 4, Burnley 1. Took a while to get going under Pereira, but they are motoring. Bloody hell, Forest. 4 goals in a show of quality in front of goal that we have not seen from them since last season. I know it's Burnley, but bloody hell, man, they ran away with that one once they got going. Took them a while, obviously. Poor first half, but lit a flame under their asses in the second, and they were motoring. Absolutely brilliant stuff all round from the Forest lads. Burnley, they're always going to go down. I mean, just relegation fodder. Scott Parker's gone. MJ's back in charge. I remember that happened 2 years ago, and yeah, man, let's see what he can do. Jesus come at the end and scored, and just looked good when he played. I think he looks really solid. He's a good player, man. I do like Jesus. I think he's gone under the radar. He's in that Evan Ilson mould of strikers that I quite like watching, that are more of channel forward like minds to allow other people to make space. And he did it really well when he come on and obviously scored his goal. So fair play to Geese. Amari with an assist in that one. It was kind of, to be honest, it was kind of difficult to choose who to go for because it was kind of the Gibbs White show, and so it was kind of him and his band of merry men in that one. So I'll go with Hutchison for 2 points. His assist was nice, and he got down, created a few chances here and there. So I don't think he did too badly at all. I mean, Player of the Week just changed the game entirely. Gibbs White just made such a difference. Like it can't be understated how good he was in that one. 3 points massively deserved. Player of the Week massively deserved. Three really good goals as well. You know, that one header I can think of was really nice. The way that it got the power, but the precision to get it to just flick round the goalkeeper from quite far out was really impressive. And yeah, man, that's actually a really good performance from the guy. Fleming scored. I think he made it 1-0 at the time. I do believe it was 1-0. And yeah, this is a guy that's going to do some bits in Championship next season, it has to be said. Nice little finish. Again, scoring away. Scared of scoring at Turf Moor. But yeah, this guy's going to go double platinum in the Championship next year. We have it. Goal points, scorers and losers from this week. I'm under a bit of time constraint to get this out because again I've got to go to work soon, and then I'm pretty instantly going to get on the grind for the game week 34 video, which I will get out soon. I promise I will get out as soon as I can. I'm going to start recording that. I'll start making it tonight. It's the Thursday at the moment. I'm going to do that. Well, obviously after work, I'm going to get this edited. Probably get this out for the Friday and start working straight away on making the background stuff for 34. But yeah, we have a look at the points. 38 points for Haaland and Fernandes. Maybe it's the first time in a while that Erling won't be top of the leaderboard. Next player behind him is Semenyo on 6 points behind, and then after that it's Ekatike and Bowen. Minter's broken the 25-point mark. That's pretty massive. Dewsbury Hall and Diop open 20 here. Shirky breaking the 20-point mark. Yeah, man. Got a lot of players that are starting to edge towards there. You got Cunha's not far behind. Gibbs White not far behind. Mateus Fernandes moving up. McGinn 17 points. So yeah, we've got a lot of players that are starting to get up here in the list. But that'll be all from me, boys. And hopefully I'll see you very soon. But you never know with my shit schedule.